All right, welcome to the team call. Today is Monday, July 27th, and I don't know, I'm excited. So a couple things I wanted to talk about is, first of all, our flash sale today was open. The group is in our team page. That was for all the customers. MBF is open to customers and coaches now. So great opportunity to introduce everybody to those incredible sale prices. I mean, I still cannot get over the value of the challenge pack this month. So please just take a look at that and really just really think about where you started, because even if you're newer to Beachbody, which I don't think any of you guys are really, think about what you purchased. What was your package that you purchased to join? And think about what it is now, because oh my God, I think I paid $160 for two. No, it was just maybe it was two, but it was one program of 21 Day Fix DVDs, a bag of Shakeology, and then obviously the challenge pack and the coach and everything. There was no nutrition. Well, no, there was. There was the containers that came with it at the time, but it wasn't like it is now. It's not this involved nutrition program that's super helpful and ongoing. It was very simple. And then when we wanted to do another program, we had to buy another program. We had to buy another DVD. So I did 21 Day Fix until I couldn't stand Autumn's voice anymore. And then what did I do? I bought 21 Day Fix Extreme. Like, what was I thinking? And then I bought Core de Force. Core de Force costs $60. So the value of what we get now is just unmatched. So even if you are new and you're more used to this current pricing, just know and trust that this value, I mean, to have just the workouts for a year, is crazy value. And if people really use what we have to offer and use the groups and use all the tools that they're given, the value is insane. So use that flash sale group. If you have people in there, follow up. It's true what they say, the fortune is in the follow-up, and it really makes a difference to go back and just talk to people about it. Explain the value, explain what they're getting. If they're skeptical, explain your experience. But I'm gonna go into all of that. So I don't wanna go too much into that, but flash sale today, awesome. And Team Cup is coming. So I just registered 2 of our teams. You may have gotten an email. I registered 2 teams of people that didn't really want to be pressured to be on a working team. So if that is you, check your email. You will have a registration. Don't worry. I put you on a team that is not actually hustling, but you will get the codes. You want these codes because if you're working in any capacity, you want to be able to say to people next month, hey, are you interested? I can get you in, to work on your health and fitness goals. And I also have a $10 off coupon to offer you. So, and if you still want to get on a team, either really actively working and hustling for that share that I want so freaking bad, or just to get the codes, let me know. Either way, if you have accounts under you, you can get those accounts under you. You can sign them up too and get codes for them as well. So it's awesome to have codes. People really like them. Neil learned that firsthand last week. She had somebody signing up and they just saw the little box, like promo code. And she was like, where's my promo code? And I was like, well, we don't have those every day. They're really special. So if you have a code, people like them. So that starts August 1st. So we're going to have lots of fun activities during August just to come together and work. Power hours will help you run through a power hour if you've never been on one or kind of don't know what to do, but it always starts with the tracker. So make sure you have your tracker printed out. And the best way to move forward is to just continuously look at what you're doing, look at your numbers, see how you can improve, and go from there. But this is a process, and I promise you it gets easier over time. So what I wanted to talk about today, and I feel like I'm on the wrong page. Oh yes, here we go. So we're going to talk a little about overcoming objections. And I know this is something that people get all the time or really kind of want to work through all the time. So hopefully this will be helpful for you guys right now in terms of dealing with the flash sale or people having issues. Like people, okay, so we're just going to jump in. So basically, people want to buy, and people buy based on feelings, based on emotions, not by logic. So one thing that like is really helpful to remember when you're talking to people is, sometimes we want to word vomit. We want to talk about, the ingredients of Shakeology, the ingredients of our products, and people don't give a shit about these things. Some people maybe they want to hear about it. Maybe they're, I always find like the people that are the most unhealthy are the people who, go to the drive-in and then they want to hear about what's in Shakeology. And it's like, what? Like, you're eating all sorts of crap, but why are you concerned about this wonderful shake? But the point is this, is that when we're talking to people, we want to talk about how this has helped our lives, how this has helped us. What have these programs allowed us to do? How have they helped us, be more mobile, be more active, be more present with our kids? How has the community helped our mood in this time where, we're dealing with all sorts of things in the world? How have these things, how does Shakeology help your life? How is it that you can just whip up a shake and take off in your car to work, or whip up a shake and go on a hike with your kids? These are the things that are going to help you sell your products, because these are the things that people really care about. So remember that it's less about the details. It's less about the ingredients. You never hear me talking about ingredients. Sometimes in my stories, like I'll put different ingredients that are in things just to kind of educate, but when I'm talking in messages, I don't talk about ingredients. I don't really know, and I don't really care to know. If people want to look it up, they can look it up. If they have an allergy, of course, I'm going to send them a screenshot of the ingredients list or something like that. But I talk about how this has changed my life. What has happened with my blood work? I know that since I started Shakeology 4 years ago, my doctor does my blood work and he tells me to get out of the office and continue doing whatever I'm doing, because it has helped all of my numbers. It's helped everything that he had told me to kind of red flag before Shakeology has been totally cleared up. So that's what I say to people. I don't tell them this is what's in it. I just say this is what's happened. I don't know why. I'm not a doctor, but I just know that I want to get that good report when I go to the doctor. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, because that's obviously working for me. So remember that. And, if you feel like you want to word vomit, I think it's okay to word vomit about the things that you speak to you and the things that have changed your life. Do it on a voice memo. There's nothing more awesome than hearing somebody's excitement in a voice memo. So if you're one of those people that's like, I don't want to say too much, try a 60-second voice memo. I know for me, like, that's my challenge to myself. I'm like, okay, I'm going to say this in 60 seconds. I never can do it in 60 seconds. It's always like 3 minutes, but I know that I'm excited about it. So people aren't going to get mad at me, but I just share. I share what my experience has been. I share the value of the challenge pack. Like I just said to you guys, like what comes in it. I say to them, listen, you want to know the pricing? This is all that it comes with. And I share everything. It takes me literally 2 minutes usually to share. You get access to the brand new program. You get the equipment that comes with it, the weighted jump ropes. You get a year of Beachbody On Demand. You get a month of Shakeology or the Performance Line, pre and post workout. You get me as your coach and access to my support and accountability group. And you get access to 2 nutrition programs. And I just say a little bit about each of them. That, 2B Mindset is more, flexible and very maintainable and sustainable, and Ultimate Portion Fix is more rigid. And I like Laura said it today in the flash group that it's more for the rule followers, which makes total sense to me as to why I hate it, because I hate rules. So I like to be more, but I say that in the voice memo, and I say all of that is 160. So they're hearing the whole entire package, all of that it comes with. And that I think is different than being like 160 for the challenge pack and then saying it. I feel like if you say the price first, it may shut them down, and then they may not understand. Like I know what I paid when I signed up, and I know what they're getting now, and there's no better deal. There's no better deal than what they're getting now. You can't get that anywhere else. There's nowhere in the world, you're not going to get that with a personal trainer. You're not going to get that at your local gym. You're not going to get that. I know what happens in our group, so I feel really confident about what I'm doing. So that's why when I'm saying like get really, really confident about what we have, that's what's going to take you to the next level. So here we go. I didn't even go to the next one yet. I have to stay on track. So one thing that's really helpful to me is being that I talk to so many people, I know people's objections. People object about the price. They object about that first price, and they may object about the subscription price, okay? So I know those objections going out. They say that they don't have time. They say that they don't like to take sweaty selfies, so they can't participate in a challenge group. You know, these are all the things that I hear. So what do? Every single time I hear an objection, I make a mental note of it, sometimes even a physical note, and I make sure to post about it. So I talk constantly in my stories and in my posts about the objections that I hear, because I want to speak to those objections. I want to speak to those people who tell me that they can't coach, or that coaching doesn't work for them, or that they can't be consistent with their workouts, or they don't have the time in their schedule. They're too busy with their jobs and their momming and this and that to do a workout. I speak to all those things so that those people who are watching, or anyone else who may be watching that I haven't even spoken to yet, can see those objections, and maybe when it's time for me to invite them, or when I do invite them, they already have those squashed because I've said them so much. So it's really important to remember that when you're posting. I try to be really intentional about at least touching a few of those objections a week. I talk a lot about the coaching objections because I just feel like coaching is such a game changer that if you are in the right mindset to do it and make a difference in your life, then you can do it. And I want everybody to believe in themselves and in their ability to change their lifestyle. So I talk a whole lot about that, especially when I do my PD in the morning, and I show that on my stories. So just make a mental note of those objections that you're getting. Marjorie, I'm thinking of you and like the autoimmune community. And I know you get so many people who are like just too tired to work out, or just their doctor may have told them that they shouldn't work out, and how that has changed your life. So that might be something that you want to touch on often. Like, I thought, or my doctor told me just to sit down, and I found that the total opposite worked for me. You know, like you can speak to those objections right from the get-go. So number 2 is results speak louder than words. And this is really, really important. And this is something that I learned, you know, as I said, like I've been a coach for 4.5 years, and there's been very pivotal points in my business that I can say like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't get that sooner. But when I did the ultimate reset in November, guys, that was the first time that, is everything okay? Okay, that was the first time that I had, when I first joined and I did 21 Day Fix, I followed the nutrition plan and I got good results. But the ultimate reset gave me amazing results, and it totally changed my business. So you want to make sure that you are taking pictures of yourself. I don't care if you don't have any intentions on sharing them right now. Take the fucking pictures. Take them out in light. Take them against white walls. Make sure the lighting is good. You want pictures, and you want to see your progress. So put an album on your phone so that you're doing this. I know coaches that do this every week, not just for their own accountability, but to show people what they're doing. There's not going to be any story that's going to be better than your own results. And I don't even mean just physical. So that changed my business in terms of physical results, because people were like, holy crap, what did you do? And I was like, I don't know, dude. I just did this 3-week program. It was awesome, and I love it, and I can't wait to do it again. But that was a huge game changer. And I was like, wow, why have I not been putting my all into my nutrition? I mean, I don't believe that you have to have fantastic results to be a coach, but it can't hurt, right? So I try to focus on all kinds of results because I really, really, really am so into the mindset piece of this business that I don't want to focus all on physical. But that's my own business. So you guys all have to figure out what your goals are and what your business is all about. What do you stand for and who are you trying to speak to? I'm not trying to speak to the person who wants to lose a ton of weight. I'm more into like learning how to love yourself where you're at and just being functionally fit and loving life and being active. But that's me. So I try to show my results. I show my results from my programs, right? I never have results except for Ultimate Reset because I don't put my all into my nutrition typically. I usually don't have huge results. I have gained a lot of strength. So you can definitely see changes in like my arms and things like that. But I make sure to take pictures before and after each program. And I show those results. Even if I don't really see a difference, it's important for me to show that here I am. Even if people can't see the change in my body, they can see that I have confidence enough to go out on my back deck and take these pictures. A lot of people can't even wrap their minds around taking pictures of themselves. So what am I showcasing when I take these pictures? That my confidence is high, that I love myself and I love my body enough to take the pictures in the first place. So results can come in many different forms. Physical, mindset. I talk a lot about mindset and how different I am now from coaching than I was before. Financial. So, and this is really an important one. And it is hard. It is hard in the beginning to kind of say like, okay, like how do I show that it's really cool to make $40 a week? But what you have to understand is that $40 a week can mean a whole lot to somebody. That can be a fill up of gas in their car. That can mean that they can, I don't know, pay for their hydrate tub that otherwise would be coming out of their bank account. So no matter where you no matter where you are financially with this business, it can really help somebody to hear it. So for me, my goal when I first started coaching was to pay for my products. So I tried to showcase that from the very beginning. When I became Emerald, that really helped me pay for my products. So it wasn't something like, because I had to make a financial sacrifice when I signed up, it wasn't an ongoing one because I signed up in January and by March I was an Emerald. And by being an Emerald, it meant that I more often than not was paying for my Shakeology. So that can really speak to somebody. If they want to make an investment in themselves, but they can't part with that money, showing them that they can make that paid for themselves, even if they don't want to grow a multi-million-dollar business, saying, listen, I can help you make that paid for if you just help some people, you know, that can make a difference. So financial. And as I grow, you know, it is like a tricky thing. Like there's so much caught up in financial stuff mentally, maybe depending on how you were raised or how you were brought up. I know for me, we didn't talk about religion. We didn't talk about finances. We didn't talk about politics. That was like the three off-topic things. So it was weird talking about finances, but it's important to paint that picture for someone. And even now, being 4 years in the business, it makes me physically ill when I post my income because there's so many self-limiting beliefs. Like, you're 4 years into this business. Why are you not farther along than you are? But the point is that the $2,000 that I make a month could really make a difference for somebody else. That pays for my mortgage. That's huge for me. So I have to say to myself, listen, who gives a shit about where I could have been or what I could have done if I had done this differently? Here I am now paying my own mortgage with this. And I know that it's only going to grow the more that I go in this direction and the more that I keep pushing. So don't ever be afraid to paint that picture for people because it's important for them to see the possibilities. Relationships. I talk about this one a lot too, because this business has changed my marriage. I've told this story, I feel like 1,000 times, and I always feel bad for repeating, but it's important. You know, Tucker and I, our whole relationship, I don't know that we would be married today if it wasn't for coaching. We were like ships passing in the night with very different, and we're still very different, but we have the common goal of continuing to work and fight. And we now can say to each other, we don't want to be where we were before. We want to be moving forward. We're choosing each other. And we do that every day. And we're in the same household 98% of the days now, where before we weren't at all, and I couldn't even imagine doing that. So I talk about that a lot because I credit that to coaching too. This has changed everything because I can now put myself in the driver's seat of my life. I choose to have a good marriage. I choose to make my husband happy. And I don't mean that in like a subservient way, because if you all know me, and you do, I'm not like that at all. But I know that in order to get my needs met, I have to give to him. So I don't want to get too far into that, but relationships and relationships with your kids. This has changed how I parent. You know, I know that I have to do certain things to be present with my kids that I didn't do before. So those things too. And then customer results. So, you know, and this is something I'm trying to get better at, is talking and using pictures of, you know, with their permission, of course, help results that you've helped them achieve. So like today, and I do this a lot with stories, I will screenshot somebody's message to me. Like today, Val messaged me that she had an awesome trip to her doctor. She's off of blood thinners. Her weight is awesome. Her heart is awesome. I don't know, a bunch of other awesome things. So I just screenshotted it. I cut out where it would identify who it was, and I show it in my stories. Like, this is the shit that I live for. This is why I do this. So showing people that you're able to help people get results is really telling. You know, otherwise, you know, what are you doing? How are you helping people? So make sure that you show that too. Another thing that I started doing a couple months ago is getting testimonials. So I've been trying to do that with all the groups that I run, at least. So giving a prize and saying, hey, you know, let me see, I have it written down here. Oh, where were you at before the group? So what was your life like? What were you doing? How did that look? What was the biggest thing? I can't even read my own handwriting. What was the biggest thing holding you back from signing up? So was it finances? Was it time? What were those objections that were holding you back? And then what are your current results? What does your life look like now? And I first did this, I think it was just in our ongoing challenge group, and I got a ton of testimonials. So I haven't done anything with them yet, but I plan to. And it's really powerful to say to somebody, listen, do you want to see what somebody else has said about, you know, being in these groups or working with me? What do you want to see that? So I do plan to use those. So try to get information, try to get feedback from people. It's really nice. It's nice to see how it's helped, and it's nice to showcase how you can help other people going down the line. Okay, so number 3 is, this is like a harder one, but like, people in your groups on average what are they getting from it? Are they losing weight? Are they gaining confidence? Are they getting more accountability? Are they, what are they getting? What are they getting, and how are they getting it? So it's really just explaining that to people when you're talking to them. You know, what are you seeing? Are you seeing friendships being formed? I see that every day. I see it every day on Zoom, and it blows me away, like what people are gaining from this. And, you know, I think it's really important to do that. And another thing that I really try to do is, you know, and I think what anyone wants to do in business, and if you guys have not read Hug Your Customers, that is like the best book. I have to reread it. It's actually a store in Connecticut, a suit and tux store. I don't know, whatever the name is. But anyways, the point is that he teaches you that you really want to love on your customers. You want to over deliver. You know, I check in with my customers every single week. If they're super active, if they've kind of fallen out a little bit and they're not as active, I might go 2 weeks, but literally people just hear from me all the time. I'm sure people are like, what does she want again? But I want people to know that I'm there. I'm there not just to help them with their health and fitness. I talked to a customer last night and she was like, I'm dealing with something personal, not health and fitness related. And I was like, I'm a therapist. Hit me up. And so she told me her story, and hopefully, you know, I lent an ear and was a little bit helpful. But you know, love on your people. These people are, you know, going to keep coming back to you. And you'll find that even if people don't ever become coaches, they're customers that are just going to be there. They're going to be loyal customers, and they're just part of your group. And we want to give them a lot of love. So one thing that I do, and this is helpful to me in my business and hopefully helpful to them, is all customers, I check their subscriptions weekly. Number one, I do not want someone to get something they don't want. I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want to get something I don't want. Like, and let me tell you this. I know I just told somebody this the other night, but I am a VIP member of Monet. I love their hair stuff. And I went into my account to check my like shipment, and I had some weird shit in my account, like stuff that I had never ordered, like hair, like skincare stuff or something. And I'm like, why is this in my account? So basically, whoever, I don't know if it, I don't think it was my coach, but maybe Monet just puts random stuff in your account. And that doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel good. I would rather have seen a shipment of the stuff that I've ordered before, right? Like I ordered the shampoo and the conditioner and the dry scrunchy stuff. So do you want people to get something they don't want? Of course not. We want people to be happy. So, you know, on Mondays is always my subscription day, and I check if their bot is renewing. Listen, we have this deal going on right now. It's unmatched. Do you want to take advantage of that? Or do you want to get into a challenge pack and get super cheap price on products? That helps me out. It gets me Success Club points, and it also helps them out because it gives them a huge savings, and it gives them, maybe they can try something else. Maybe they can, I don't know, just get a great deal on something they already love, like $60 for Shakeology. Come on. So I do that. If their Shakeology is coming up on renewal, it's a great time to say, hey, do you want to save 25% and not get charged $130 for something you can get for $99? And if not, or do you want to just change your flavor or change whatever? The point is that I think it helps to, and then it also helps to not get returns, because nobody wants returns on their account. Returns are the freaking worst. I started off the month at negative Success Club points. It sucks to get returns. So we want to avoid that. So how do we do that? If we tell them it's shipping, I always say to them, hey, the Shakeology is going to ship tomorrow. Do you want to save 25% or make sure you cancel it before it renews? And, you know, hopefully they do that. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but at least you've given them that. And that's something that I tell people when they're signing up. I say, listen, I never want you to get something that you don't want. So I'm always going to let you know when something's renewing. And then the testimonials, of course. I can't read my handwriting. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, and then something I say too is the people who are using the systems are getting said results. So that's an important thing to remember too. There's always going to be people who don't want to use the challenge groups, who don't want to use Shakeology every day, who, you know, are in and out of their workouts and don't follow a program. We can't advocate for them and their success, right? Because they're not following it as prescribed. You know, when I have people sign up, I send them an email and I say, listen, this is how you get results. This is what you do. This is how you set up BOD. This is the challenge group that you should be in, and you should be checking in there daily. This is how you take your pictures and your measurements. This is how you check on your subscriptions coming up, and this is how you know, can get the best deal. I always say how you get the best results is through coaching, because coaching has that personal development piece that's missing as a challenger. And you get the ongoing discount. So if they're not following it as prescribed, I can't advocate for their results. But the ones that are getting the results, this is how they're getting it, and this is the success that they're seeing. So I always talk about that, and that's something that's come with just going through this process as a coach. I didn't feel super confident in the beginning, so I would kind of say like, oh, okay, I understand if you don't want to post a sweaty selfie. Now I just say, no, you do it. That's how you grow. Maybe you're uncomfortable. This is a private group that's all about supporting, encouraging each other. Nobody's going to talk crap about your sweaty selfie. No one cares. We're all doing it. Okay, so then kind of going back to the beginning, and I don't want to talk too long because that's boring, but getting really crystal clear about who you are helping, who are you helping, and what do you specifically help them do. So, and I kind of wrote down, like, this could be weight loss, this could be mindset. I've thought about you, Marjorie, autoimmune, functional fitness. Who are you? And, you know, this is not like an avatar training. This is like just really being clear on who you're helping and what you can do to help them. And I think that the more clear you get on that, like I said, I kind of struggle with this because I know that a lot of people in the beginning of their journey are focused on weight loss. I was too. I wanted to lose weight. That's why I signed up. So I get it. You know, a lot of people want that in the beginning. I, you know, evolved from then, and it became more about the mindset and just really self-love and that type of thing. But who are you? What do you want to help people do, and how are you going to do that? So one thing that hopefully you have a bio on your Instagram, but I need to rewrite mine because I want to make it really crystal clear and very, very results driven. But what does your bio say? And I'm going to actually look at mine because I haven't looked at mine, but, and you can tell me yours too. Okay. So I said, obsessed with helping women find confidence and live a life that they love through health and fitness. So, I mean, that's okay. But I really do want to get more crystal clear on how I help them do that and the results that I help them achieve. So look at your bio. Look at your bio, see how it can be tweaked. And really, as I said, just figure out, you know, who you are, who you want to help, and how you're going to do that. So really, how do you overcome objections? You don't have any. Because what have you done? You've set yourself up to not have any. By the time you have these conversations with people, they know. They've seen in your stories what you're saying. They've seen in your posts what you're saying. They've seen your bio and what you're all about. They've seen you get mad results. Like, really, guys, like, focus on the results part too. And I don't mean, like, I will never blast random people's transformations from programs. I just won't do that. I'm not saying that it's bad to do that. I know a lot of coaches that do that. I personally won't do that because it just doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they've done. I just don't have any connection to it. And it's not something that speaks to me. And I think that's because I'm not focused on weight loss, but I won't do it. But if I have a challenger that's really come a long way and they have given me permission, I will shout them out that way. If I have a coach that they've given me permission and they have, you know, made some transformation, I will absolutely do that. But, you know, think about what you're doing and why, and always make sure that it has a purpose. And if those challenger ones that Beachbody puts out speak to you and you know, feel like that's going to help your business, absolutely go ahead. But that's just personally not what I do. And, you know, remember that you're an expert at this. No matter what stage of the business you're in, you're an expert at what your journey has been. So really dial into that. You know, like, whatever none of us know what we're doing. We're all just going through the motions. And what you see from me is just me having done it for as long as I have. And, you know, so just remember that you're an expert at your own journey. And, you know, I'm thinking specifically of Rachel, who's kind of newer to the whole side of coaching, but you've been with Beachbody for years and years. You know the programs, you know the community, you know how all of this works. So speak to that. Just because you haven't been in the coaching side so much, you have had years of Beachbody experience, and you're an expert at that, at your story. So just remember that when you're talking to people, be confident in that. If you don't know the answer, you know, I always tell people the reason I signed up with the coach that I signed up with is that she wasn't afraid to tell me when she didn't know something. I would ask her so many stupid questions and she would just say, I don't know, but I'll find out. So just be honest. Listen, I don't know that, you know, that answer, or you can just speak to your experience. If it's some asinine question about what 99 ingredients are in Shakeology, I don't freaking know. all I know is that it's changed my life and it's changed my blood work, right? Like, just speak to what you know. So I think I got through it all. Does anyone have any questions? Questions, comment? Picture. Amber, why are the two Ambers hiding away from me?
I'm not hiding. I was making dinner. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm here. I'm listening. I gotta listen to like half the beginning because I had like my brother getting home in between, but I'm here.
Okay. Oh, we have doggies too. Cheese, Marjorie. Okay. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming.